Whether it's comic suits, movie suits, suits made entirely for the game, it's always fun to see all sorts of different designs in your Spider-Man video games. Most recently, I reviewed the Anti-Doc Ock suit, but more related to the review today, I reviewed the Advanced suit by Corefigs based on the version from the PS5 video game. And today we're going to be taking a look at another Corefigs minifigure, this time being Miles. Very excited to take a look at this. Let's go ahead and check out the packaging. Standing out quite a bit from other companies, Corefigs usually uses round plastic containers instead of the usual kind of square shape. I do really like the use of the Lego hand on the front as a sort of logo for them. And on the back, this one being the Advanced suit and this one being Miles, are also going to have the same sort of hand design on the card that is also round. So that's fun and unique. Getting the actual container open, it's going to feature obviously the parts for the minifigure. There are some extra ones like this arm, an extra head, and the figure all separately bagged for extra protection during shipping. Of course, the collector card like I showed off earlier, and this is going to be number 61 out of 110. These figures are made in partnership with Jaka, so printing is going to be amazing. And like I said already, the version of the Advanced suit was one of my favorites from last year, and I'm excited to check this one out too. Just thinking back to my review of the Advanced suit, this is going to have a lot of the same sort of design philosophies with different detailing sprinkled throughout. I think the shading and blending is a lot better on this one since it's black with dark gray on it. Just think the color contrast is going to be a little hard to tell. I do think the overall texture is actually really nice. All the very fine line detailing to give the suit texture worked great. You even see on the top of the arm it has that web design continued through, since on the comic suit and of course in the game one based off of that, he kind of has that Wolverine shoulder pad sort of design where it continues onto the top of the shoulders. The only area where the coloring seems a bit off to me is on the arm there where it has that darker red. That stands out to me a lot compared to more of these subtle grays. I really like the lattice design there, and even to the like shoulder pad where it's that angle. I think that looks cool. The shoe foot sort of printing is nice as well. You get it on the back of the legs, which is nice to see even on the small little bit of plastic there. This figure is not going to have anything on the inside of the legs, which is fine. You know, this figure is a pretty good value. I think it was like $65. So comparing that to some other Spider-Man figures that have come out that are $100 and are pretty similarly detailed but have that inside foot printing, maybe that would bump up that price a lot more and make this so it would be more comparable, but for the price, it definitely makes it a lot easier to love a figure like this. The mask design is pretty similar, but you can see that he has more of like that point at the top there versus this one really just being a straight point. So kind of cool to see this be unique in some ways. Back of the mask is even different. There's a different amount of the webbing. You're looking at the back here, it really feels like it is a gray torso with black detailing. Just the amount of printing to break up that coloring is nice. And I'm going to keep pointing that out. Move those arms out of the way quick to get a better look at the legs, which is again continues the gray line work to make the suit seem a bit lighter. And you know what? Just good things to say about this so far. I think this is a great representation of Miles from the game. And let's go ahead and throw on those extra parts that were included. And that is going to be a head with more squinty eyes and the extra arm with some battle damage with some reddish brown print showing through to be his skin and some blood. It's going to mirror what was included with the Advanced suit with the squinted eyes, and then the arm with the symbiote crawling up it. I don't see myself really using either of the extra arms other than showing them off in the review, just because I hate switching out highly printed pieces like this. Just kind of a risk, and I would say it's even better just to have the full suit design. I'm not really going to be doing anything where he's battling anybody, but it's nice to have some options. I think the extra head is going to be nice. But like I said, with the arm, I'm fine without it. But it's kind of fun to see them just kind of keep their design philosophy very similar, where figures are going to have a consistent squinted face and some sort of extra accessory. So far it's the 2 arms. We'll see if that continues. I do know that for the next figure in this line we'll look at, it's not going to have the arm, but we'll see as they keep going on and on if they go back to the arms. I'm fine either way, like I said. I am really enjoying this figure. The print design is great. The detailing is nice and clean. And for being printed on black, the red seems to be pretty true to color. It's not dark or anything like that. So great to see for sophomore attempt by a company. With all that being said, let's go to some comparisons and the final verdict. Overall, I think big picture, looking at the designs for both of these minifigures, Miles benefits a lot from the design in the video game being so closely related to his comic book look. Red and dark gray just work a lot better as accent colors. It's a lot easier to blend in designs, to add texture, and just make an overall better product. When you get to the Peter Parker version of the video game suit, having the whites and then the dark blues and then red and all that just blending together just doesn't create a smooth product. Definitely not going to be the problem of the designer. Taking a look at it, it is an accurate version from the game, but I just think the simplification here and everything and just some design choices for that suit just don't look as good as this one here. I mean, just look at those 2 next to each other. This basically is just a hyper detailed version of the original, comic book suit. And it's not going to look bad next to other Miles figures too, whether it's one from Across the Spider-Verse, another official one that is pretty much based off of the video game version, and some of the official minifigures. I just think this Kraven minifigure is just a very standout character. The design's great and is going to fit with all of these premium minifigures, especially ones based on the video game, and more of those Spider-Man suits that kind of appear in the game in some way. I think all of these look great together, and I do love that cohesiveness between different custom brands as well as characters in the same character family like Spider-Man characters. That's always one of the things I look for in custom minifigures, and this is going to be a very compatible minifigure for your collection. But let me know, out of the 2 so far, which one of these is your favorite by Corefigs. I am going to be reviewing their symbiote suit as well soon, so keep an eye out for that. If you want to see more custom LEGO Spider-Man or superhero content overall, check out all the videos on my channel. I've been Brick Radiop, and I'll see you in the next video.